So I've seen this mentioned a couple of times. Heard this mentioned as well. Um, some people think Ben Thorpe, Grace, Grace's dad, is playing a little bit. Is just being a provocateur. That when he says the crazy things that he says, he's doing it for effect, and that it's just an act. Some people believe that. I can't believe that. I don't. No, no. And the reason for that is, I think, is because I've been following them since the very beginning, and all the way through and through since day one. Ben has kept that. Let me put it this way. Okay, if it was a bit, if he was just being a provocateur, he would not be able to have that on 24/7 all the time. And we're talking about someone who streams pretty much all the time, and he's constantly repeating that, like if you bring up the topic of, certain topics like little girls, that stuff, Ben will just get into that. Okay, Ben will say some things like that are just like, you would think they're a bit. You think he's being provocative, but he's just saying it casually because he believes it. He believes it, and he'll do this time and time again. If it was a bit, there would be moments where he would slip and say something opposite, say like an opinion that he really believes in versus something he's just saying for effect. Okay? Like you could see that with people who are just playing bits. Okay, who are being like kind of funny at times and being kind of comedic for effect or whatever, trying to be like edgy at times, but then they have their moments where they're just, just telling you really how it is. And we're talking about someone, like I said, streams 24/7. Like, even when he's exhausted and tired, you're telling me he's able to keep up that bit? No. 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 No way. No way. Absolutely not. When Ben said that he beats his wife, was that a bit? Huh? Huh? When Ben says that he gave Grace corrective action, or the vernacular changes at times, is that just a bit? Is it? I mean, no. No. When Ben slaps Grace's booty cheeks, is that a bit? No. when Ben kicked his son's leg, okay, I think it was like injured, right? It was already injured. Like, is that a bit? No. Like, the thing is, I think people like to lie to themselves because they want to feel good. They don't want to admit that the person they're watching and kind of entertained by is somewhat of a monster. Monsters can be entertaining too, okay? Sociopaths can be entertaining. They can be charming, okay? They really can. Now, I don't know if he's a sociopath or anything like that. I mean, there's a lot of people who try to diagnose him, armchair diagnose him. Some say it's like manic, depressive disorder. Some people say it's narcissism. It's some sort of combination, maybe. He would be an interesting person to assess psychologically. But you'll see that he goes through manic episodes. You'll see that he goes through these cycles that, if you're just watching, it makes it seem like it's a script, because one day he'll be like this and be in this particular demeanor, and the next day he'll be totally opposite. Be like, well, what happened? Did the script change? No, something changed up here. Something changed up here, man. But yeah, I would say for those who really think it's just a bit, think Banish is just being provocateur, just be provocateur, I would have to ask, so, like, what about someone like Mr. Girl? Is Mr. Girl just a provocateur, just for the sake of it, or does he actually believe this stuff? Okay. And like I said, if he will, every time you bring up those topics, say the same thing and go even deeper into it, even in his most exhausted moments, when you think it'd be, that the mask would slip. That's telling me it's not a mask. That's who he is. That's what that's telling me. But I think again a little bit onto the whole lying on yourself, lying to yourself, deceiving yourself. I think people do that because they want to be comfortable with it. They don't want to realize they're watching a monster, someone's sick, and but on that, it's don't lie to yourself, man. Like, yeah, don't lie to yourself, because you will probably believe your own lies. You see with your own eyes what Ben does. You could go watch the footage. Oh, there'll just be lots of footage on this channel. We could go over it time and time again. Ben's crazy stuff he said, crazy stuff he's done. Same with Grace. Okay. And really, when we do that, because I think it's needed. I think it's needed. Because people, I think, are forgetting and becoming a little like accepting of their own lies. They're comfortable with their own deceit, their self-deception. Nah, man. Don't do that. Don't do that. I'm telling you. By the way, an interesting thing too. Something else. The reason why I kind of like watching Ben and Grace with their low-cal reject stuff right now is because I'm watching for the moment where they slip. See, they go in cycles. Right now, things are okay. But it's going to be a time, and it's coming, where Grace irritates Ben to the point where he snaps. This happens over and over again. We're going to get that moment again. It's coming. What happens is, when Grace interrupts Ben, and you can see this, he does not like that. He gets irritated. He feels like he's being interrupted. He's not being heard. Feels like he's being disrespected. He does not like that. He cannot stand that. Even when Grace is doing it, especially Grace. And you think he's going to stop himself when he snaps? Oh, only time will tell. Only time will tell. And it won't take that much time. Really, it won't. It won't. Watch. Just watch. You might actually get Ben giving Grace corrective action. Maybe live. Maybe have it behind the scenes and kind of see the result of it or whatever. But it will happen. It will happen. For sure. And I laugh because I know it's going to happen. I expect it. And then people are going to see that and call that a bit. And be like, that's not a bit. That actually happened. Like, when Ben kicked Grace, was that just a bit too? Come on now. You guys are being moronic to yourself, dude. You're doing it to yourself. Realize what it is, man. You're looking at a disaster piece. And, yeah. Anyway, I want to hear your guys' thoughts on this and see how you guys feel. With that said, I need to get back to work.